Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to today's pick a card reading. Today we are looking at how you affect the person on your mind or a group of people on your mind. You get to decide. I did 4 groups today, all with extendeds. I thought the extendeds would be like much shorter. They are not, because I like to yap. They're a bit shorter than usual. So instead of like 40 minutes long, they are about 25 to 30 minutes long. But I had already decided to make them 5:55 this time. So I'm sticking with that. They will still be 5:55, and you will, for this reading in particular, because I wanted to try some different things for the channel. If you purchase the extended, you will get that amount off of a personal reading if you would like to book with me in the next month. So you'll get a little voucher for that. I mean, that's what I plan. I haven't actually arranged this at the time of me filming it, so I will update with a written explanation if that is not the case, so feel free to check down below. Anyway, now is not the time for the extended anyway, but I kind of just wanted to introduce this new idea. And we'll see how it goes. I have been a lot more productive with personal readings lately and also on the channel, as you may have noticed, but because I have a lot more energy and I feel like I have a lot more to give, I feel like I can I feel like it's a good time to try different things in that sense. And I've really been enjoying doing personal readings in particular. Something in the air has changed, I feel. Just intuitively, everything feels different and it feels good. It feels strong, powerful, honest. Anyway, I hope that's what you're experiencing as well. I mean, not with me in particular, but just, you know, in your life. And I hope you are doing well. I know I've been babbling a bit this time. I don't care if someone has a problem with that. Sometimes I get comments on this. I just saw 222 as well, so spirit agrees. But anyway, you can also choose multiple groups if you feel called to do so. I feel like this has been the most scattered intro I have ever done, probably, but that is okay. Energies have been chaotic lately, so it makes sense we kind of embody a little bit of that. And now I will contain the chaos and leave you to focus on which deck or decks call to you the most, and I will see you soon. And feel free to pause if this wasn't enough time. I mean, time-wise, it was probably fine, but if you need me to shut up to focus, feel free to pause me. Okay, and I will see you in a little bit. Hello, my beautiful group ones, and welcome to your reading. Today we're looking at the effect you have on someone specific on your mind or a group of people, whatever it may be that you are asking about. I'm not going to keep specifying that, like keep saying people or this person. You can decide what it is that you are here for, that you intend to find out in this reading. So, there is a lot of wind today. Apparently this is called Storm Benjamin or Benjamin winds. I don't know. I just saw a text from my mom like a second ago, and it said he's called Benjamin. So yeah, maybe we're talking about Benjamin here, or maybe you are Benjamin. But in any case, let's get into this reading, and there will also be an extended, but a shorter extended today. So it will be 5:55 because it's a time of change and it is shorter. But we'll talk about that later on. Okay, let's get into your reading and this energy. Starting off, we have the offering, life force energy. there is a sense of whatever energy that is coming through, not yours, but whoever you're focusing on or whatever group of people you're focusing on. This has to do with someone not being able to express themselves very well. Someone who is kind of disconnected at the throat. They are not disconnected at the feelings, but they are disconnected at the throat. So it's something to do with self-expression. It's something to do with coming out and saying something. It's something to do with standing up for themselves too, I feel, with this. It's making me like think of the belly area. And now I'm thinking of the summer I turned pretty. Yes, I've seen some of it. Not all of it, but I know what happens. Too many spoilers out there, but I knew it. Anyway, we have blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. We have the hero, the camel, green. We have the dream. Actually, I'm gonna put these all down here together. We have water. I think water and camel coming out together is very significant. And we have potential coming out. This all kind of just sets a scene, like a journey where you are carrying a lot of baggage. You are carrying their baggage as well. And you are storing the water. And I also see this as like water being emotion. You carry not just your own emotions, but I think you take on quite a lot of emotional work for others as well. You could also be someone that does emotional work, that does healing of some kind, whether this is energetic or really physical. But besides that, I'm going to refer to this energy as this person from now on, but if it's a group of people, feel free to just switch that to people. But this person is someone who has had difficulty seeing their own potential. I think in some ways they have covered this up with some sense of like, almost like a show, putting on a show, but they're tired. They feel weak. I'm not saying they are weak, but I think this is someone that has felt weak, and then you have brought new energy, new hope, new inspiration into their life. But it's not that you have let them like off the hook easy. It's not like you have just been endlessly forgiving at all costs. I feel like there is a sense of confrontation. You have made this person feel confronted as well, where they may have been neglecting themselves. For some of you, I think this is going to be the new version of you. The effect of the new version of you on the old version of you, but only take that if that resonates. But that's another interpretation that I'm feeling from this. You can carry a lot of emotion. You can generate a lot of emotion in this person as well, and in their life, and through their experiences. And I think this also shows a level of trigger, right? There is this buildup. There is a sense of tension. But this brings things to the surface until it bursts. So there's a lot of kind of mountain, hill, uphill battle kind of energies. This is you helping this person outside of their comfort zone. Maybe in some ways this has been a mutual energy, because you are on a journey of your own as well. And I feel like this has been a long and winding kind of journey. Very spiritual energy, but very emotional as well. So you may have had very emotionally charged experiences because you engage so fully with your emotions. And it's fine if you avoid them at times, but I think overall in this person's life, for this person, you have been a very emotionally charged experience, a very emotionally charged presence, let's say. And I don't think that is the norm for this person. I feel like you have been very giving, been very forgiving, been very understanding, been very supportive. That doesn't mean everyone has always seen that. With this color green, it makes me think of the heart chakra, but it also makes me think of envy. And I feel that in some ways, this person may have been envious of you, of the life you live, of the way you are, that you seem comfortable, that you seem certain, that you can feel so much and not be terrified by it. You may be someone that's just very open about what they may be struggling with, or the journey you've been on, the things you've done, the things you've seen, the things you've felt. There is something very validating about your presence to this person. Validating in the sense that they are allowed to have emotions. They may not be able to express this very well, because this person is someone that feels quite exhausted on their journey. They're exhausted on the path that they've been walking on. There is something that feels a bit more new coming in. Like, there is a slight shifting kind of energy here. It's not all stalled currently, at least not on an energetic level, at least not on an emotional level. This person is fighting some kind of battle on their own journey. This could have to do with career, this could have to do with school. And again, it could just be it could just be the people around you in general that you have kind of supported through their struggles and encouraged to go after their dreams. And I think you also have this quality to you that feels very ethereal. And I think you have a very strong inner compass as well, a very strong intuition that you are not afraid to guide yourself with, and in turn that you're not afraid to guide others with. And it doesn't have to be a perfect streak, but I think this is generally the energy that you embody, and that is felt. You make this person feel welcome. You make them feel seen. That doesn't mean you don't ever have conflict. You don't ever have different opinions. You don't ever have different perspectives. I think you always try your best to see things from an empathic point of view, to see both sides or all sides of any story, to consider all sides of every story. I think sometimes your sensitivity is taken advantage of because you are very understanding and you find ways to relate to someone else's experience. But I think also over time you've gotten to see that not everybody will have the same intentions and not everybody will have the same heart as you. So I think that's also something you've potentially been building with yourself. Boundaries to your own energy, boundaries to the love that you give. Not because you think love should be like limited or restricted, but I think you may have had a tendency to give and overgive. Also, in this connection, if this is a particular connection, like you've always had something to offer until you realize you're running out of water yourself. And you are a water source, so it's not that you will, or it's not that you have completely dried out, but I feel like there have been points in this situation, or there have been points for you where you may have felt like, I'm out, I'm exhausted, I'm completely dried out. Some of you may need to moisturize. I know I do. Um, and I don't mean that in kind of the metaphorical sense. I mean quite literally. If you live around where I do, winter is very quickly approaching. So maybe it's already here, but I think this is quite a powerful impact that you have on this person. They admire you, they respect you. They may not always have the ability to express this. Again, something at the throat, something about being very honest, very genuine, something about being able to say the right things. But you are a guiding light that helps this person realize their own potential, that they could dream bigger, that they don't need to accept or settle for circumstances, for situations that are just not what they want, that are just not what makes them happy. Even if it takes time to get there, there is potential, there is a dream, and they're allowed to go after it. And maybe this is because you have been going after your own dreams, or you've been talking about one of your dreams, and that's inspiring to other people. Your journey is inspiring to this person. Your strength, your resilience, and it's not fair. You've had to be so strong. You've had to be so resilient. I feel like you have grown so much spiritually, emotionally. I think you have taken a lot of responsibility for your own journey and for your own well-being, even if that has taken some time, even if that has taken some realizing things, even if that has taken some shifts, some difficulties. But you've fought hard for this liberation that you are experiencing right now. And I think this person also feels inspired by that. You make them feel connected. You make them feel loved. They may not always see it. There is something of a little fog in front of their eyes, some kind of envy and some kind of bitterness. It's not towards you. Maybe it's been projected towards you, but it's more about what they haven't had or what they're not able to do right now. And it's more and more about how hard they judge their own self, how like strict they are when it comes to their expectations within their own self. And it's almost a bit of bit of an energy of just assuming that you would judge them the same way, but you don't seem to. And I think this is someone, like, I think that is known about you, that you are generally open-minded and open-hearted unless someone or something forces you to close down the doors and do some renovations or do some introspection or do some healing or do some resting. I feel like things lately may have been exhausting for you. Things may have been exhausting in this situation in particular. That you inspire this person to go on their own journey and to not be afraid of fighting their demons, fighting beliefs that limit them, challenging every like, oh, I can't do that, or oh, that wouldn't be possible for me, with why not? I think you've been a very integral part of this person's journey. I don't think this is the only person whose journey you've been an integral part of. But the acceptance that you are able to extend to situations and people, that has inspired this person to, first and foremost, try to extend that to themselves. Try to forgive the past, because I think this person is resentful overall of their experiences. They may act like they're not. They may say, oh, it's all chill, I've just forgotten about it all, the past doesn't matter, but it does. And it actually takes up a lot of this person's energy, a lot of their space. It anchors them down. And I think this is potentially a stage of being that you have walked as well, that you have been as well, that you have embodied as well, where your energy, your life force, it may have felt like it was just leaking out of you. I'm seeing like this anchor with a hook just attached to you, and the hook creates holes in your energy and it just leaks down. And it goes to people who are just stuck, completely anchored to the ground, and not in a way where it's grounding, not in a way where they've set roots, but in a way where they've kind of fallen and they're just chained to the ground. That's the imagery I'm seeing. It's quite intense, actually. But I do think you have that inspirational quality to you, that you have helped people through very intense situations, intensely emotional, intensely heavy. This person, you've been a light to them in the dark. You've inspired them. Maybe inspired is not the right word, but you've almost forced their heart to open. And I don't think you've done this forcefully yourself. I think it is just your energy. I think it is just that there is this warm glow to your energy that is inviting, that says quietly, I will understand you. I will try my best to understand you, even if I always don't. Even if I don't always understand you, not always don't. But acceptance is coming out the strongest. I think this person is likely going to be someone who also sees that you struggle with things, that you have difficulties in your life, that you get very sad sometimes, that you get maybe even shut down by your emotions sometimes. But every time you choose to continue, you choose to find a way to try to solve it. And I think this person has witnessed that very many times. And that seems to have awakened something in them. Even the courage to just dream bigger, to want to do more, to change things, to not be stuck in patterns that don't make them happy, that they have held on to for way too long. So you inspire this person to heal. I think you've made them heal. I think they've healed with you. Maybe for some of you, this is a separation currently, because there is a bit of like a hermit kind of energy that I feel from all directions. Or maybe it's just that this hasn't been directly spoken to you. So you may have felt undervalued in this situation, but this is someone that really values you and sees your value. But again, they may not be able to express that. It's not an excuse to just say, oh, I'm not good at words, or I can't express myself that well, but you should know. You can just say it. You can just show it. And I feel like maybe this person has not done this in a way where you have perceived it, even if you have tried, because I think you have the tendency to put yourself in other people's shoes very easily. I don't think this person does that very easily. And maybe they may not understand that you understand them more than they think. And that, in a way, has brought some ease to them because they have not had to explain themselves every time. Maybe they've barely had to express themselves and you kind of understood. And that's not a really balanced dynamic if this has been the case. But I also feel that the softness that you've been giving to this person, that you have embodied in this connection, it's rubbed off on them in some ways. Like it's shifting something in this person. It has shifted something in this person. I want to get some tarot now. And then we will move on to the extended. What effect do my group ones have on this person or whoever is on their mind? What effect do my group ones have on this person that is on their mind? 5 of Swords in reverse. What effect do my group ones have on this person, please, Spirit? What effect do my group ones have on this person? And whoever they're thinking about. We have the Fool. I'm not surprised to see this. It's an energy of moving out of their comfort zone that has not served them. Lessons they have kept making circles around but haven't really learned. It's seeing that, it's realizing that that's there, and it's taking a step out of that cycle, out of that loop. That's what you've inspired this person to do, and it doesn't mean it's a perfect process. I just saw the 9 of Pentacles in reverse as well, which for me can talk about someone not seeing their own worth. It can talk about insecurity. I think this may also be an energy that you loop into sometimes. And I think this is also the energy that you are helping this person loop out of. For some of you, actually, I'm seeing this like the 2 of Pentacles, but it's almost like for some of you, you've looped this person out of there, but you've instead like gone into their place in the loop. So you may currently feel very weighed down by the energy of this situation, by what has happened here. You may be kind of trying to gather yourself, gather your energy, bring more happiness to yourself, bring more self-care, compassion to yourself. Maybe that's why I was seeing that Hermit energy. It's like maybe you're still connected, but you've kind of been sucked to different sides of the equation, of the dynamic. Yeah, 3 of Swords, 3 of Wands. Moving forward despite the pain. And it doesn't mean you still have to go as fast. It doesn't mean you can. Like if you twist your ankle, you're not going to try to run. You're going to try to take it easy, but you still got to go places, and you can rest on the way, but you don't stop having to go places. And I feel like that is kind of a lesson that has come out of this situation, or maybe a lesson that you carry with you, even if it's not easy. I feel like you are such a hard worker, especially emotionally. I think that often goes underappreciated by people because not everybody can feel at the depth that you do. Not everybody can understand the amount of work, the amount of understanding it takes to be able to embody emotions with so much intensity. And that is a strength. That absolutely is a strength. Even if it can be crippling at times to feel too much, it is absolutely a strength. And it is, I think, very, I keep on saying inspiring, but I'm also seeing the star. I can't show that to you because YouTube will censor me. I mean, I can show it. I'll just This is the Star. Aries energy or Leo energy could be significant, but I feel like that also speaks of the warmth of your energy. And I do think you come across very confident, especially like if people don't get to know you very well and you haven't told them that you feel this way or you feel that way, or this is where you may feel insecure. I feel like people don't really see that. You look like you have it very much together. And I think that's why also your energy is very successfully able to guide. You make this person happy. You make this person feel free. Even through disagreements, even through mistakes they've made, there is still something that I think deeply connects the two of you. We have the Ten of Cups as the bottom deck energy and the Eight of Pentacles. You inspire them to work towards their happiness. We have the Ace of Swords. This to me is like an energy of becoming certain and serious about their dreams. We have the Star again as the bottom deck energy. Aquarius energy or season could be significant, but it doesn't have to be. I think you've also inspired this person to like build something in a financial way or material way. To not give up. To not run away when things get hard. That's what you're showing this person, that they don't have to run away when things get hard. Is there anything else that wants to come through for my group ones, please, Spirit? For my group ones, how are they affecting the person on their mind? I think you've allowed this person space to be vulnerable. It doesn't come easy to them. They don't necessarily want to do it, but they know it's important. It's something that in some ways they dread, I think. Like opening up their heart, being truly vulnerable, being very honest. But they know it's something they have to do. And they don't really get a choice on that if they're gonna seek Ten of Cups, if they're gonna seek full emotional fulfillment. They're gonna have to take some risks. They're gonna have to risk being vulnerable. They're gonna have to let that energy flow, let the truth flow. They're gonna have to be honest. The Ten of Cups again when I cut the deck. But I think you have brought a lot of joy into this person's life that they have probably not appreciated because they were so focused on themselves and their pain and how difficult it may have been for them, or how you just don't understand their perspective, especially initially, or how you just don't get them, or how you don't understand what they're worried about. But I think you've made this person see in some ways that they've taken you for granted as well. I feel like your effect on them is them realizing that they've taken you for granted. So potentially you've pulled your energy back a little bit, or something has shifted in this dynamic on a subtle level that this person can feel. We have the King of Wands. This right now, it's making me think of someone quite intuitive, actually. And they've moved into a place of moving in their intuition. And maybe you've kind of, bottom deck is the Hermit in reverse. The shift from being kind of more shut down to becoming more of a King of Wands. And maybe you are right now feeling a bit more shut down. I feel like you are in control of this. I think you're just maybe feeling a lot and feeling a bit confused intuitively towards this situation, if this is someone specific. And you need some maybe emotional distance, because this person seems to be feeling a lot too. I think they're feeling a lot for you. King of Swords, King of Wands. There may be a conversation this person wants to have with you. As a side note, to get the truth out there. And it is a bit of a new beginning energy, I have to say. I mean, the Fool, the Sun, the Ace of Swords, and the Five of Swords in reverse in the back. It's kind of an energy of, let this all be water under the bridge. Let's pour the water we've been carrying under the bridge. Yeah, bottom deck energy is the Six of Cups, as I was saying that. It's kind of like, let's pour this water under this bridge and let's go to the forest instead. We don't have to be in the desert anymore. I feel like there is added perspective to this person through your energy, through how you've shown up in this situation, through maybe some form of separation. That a new bridge has like opened up, a boulder has been cleared. Because the earthquake that happened when the separation happened, it broke the boulder down into little pieces, and now you can just, you could potentially just walk over it. But we're getting a bit off topic. This is kind of just additional energy that is coming through, so I had to say it, but take it as it resonates, and don't if it doesn't. I will now take it to the extended. We're having a shorter extended today, but it comes with a little surprise because it's short. Well, it's 5:55, and additionally, if you purchase an extended reading from this reading, and maybe I will do this again, like for all extendeds, but you get a, well, you get the amount of any personal reading purchase you make. So you'll get a voucher that you can use within a month, and still have to figure that out, but I mean, it should be fine. Can't be that easy to do, but in the extended, we are looking at, I didn't even say that because I was just trying to come up with this whole thing in my head of like what to do with this, because I want to try different things for the channel. Things have just always been the same for too long, I feel, and I'm kind of bored of that, so we're trying different things to do. And anyway, in the extended, we're gonna get, if you have a specific person in mind in particular, or you decide now that you would like to have a specific person in mind relating to this energy, we are going to be getting a channeled message from this person, and we are also going to get a message, a channeled message from your higher self. The link is down below if you're interested. And the giveaway is also still going on. There's so much going on, but also energetically in the collective, I think there is too much going on. So the channel has to match that, right? But yeah, if you are meeting me in the extended, I will see you in a little bit. If not, that is perfectly okay. I hope this reading was helpful to you, and I am sending you tons of love. Take care, and bye. Hello, my beautiful group 2s, and welcome to your reading. Today we are looking at how you're affecting the person on your mind or the people on your mind. You get to decide what your intention is with this reading. I will interpret it as a singular energy for the sake of it not getting too confusing, but feel free to switch out when I say this person with these people, however it works for you. And we'll start with some oracles first, then we have some tarot, and there will also be an extended, but the one for group 2 is about like between 25 to half an, like 25 minutes to half an hour long. And as these extendeds only cover 2 questions, which we will talk about later on, they are 5:55, and there's also something else going on with the extendeds and a giveaway going on. I just wanted to get all of this out before I get into the reading and forget, because I feel like the energy coming here is quite almost intoxicating. It's very consuming. This is a very intense connection that is coming through, or a string of very intense connections that are coming through for you, with potentially you being a mirror to this person, to these people. I just saw 0110, so lots of beginnings and endings. You could be going through a lot of beginnings and endings, but I think you have guided, supported, helped this person through a lot of beginnings and endings in their old life. What am I trying to say? In all aspects of their life. You've seen this person in many shapes and forms, potentially. So I get kind of like, for some of you, this could be someone you were married to. This could be someone you are married to. I could also see this being a family member. That's kind of like a familial commitment kind of energy. If not in a 3D sense, it could just be on a spiritual level that you feel there is a lot of connection, a lot of commitment, a lot of karma here. We have the Venom. We have the 5th house. Leo energy or season could be significant, but it doesn't have to be. We have health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. We have the Lover. This came out in reverse. Gemini energy could be significant, even though this is not the Lover's card. We have Mysterious Mother, which is a number 4. Emperor energy, but I'm getting more Cancer energy, like 4th house Cancer energy from this. We have the Cheetah. For some of you, this person could have cheated on you if you were with them, like, or infidelity could be like their fidelity could have been something you questioned. They could have in turn questioned your fidelity and your intentions with them as well. We have the Alliance, emotional support, and healing chaos. Now, you have been through it either with a specific person or just overall in your life. Like, you are carrying a lot from the past, a lot of scars from the past. I feel like it has not been easy. It feels like you've dealt with a lot of chaos, especially emotionally, but not just. But I feel like the people you've maybe you felt like you should be able to trust the most were the people you could not, or you feel you should not have trusted. There is something within your energy that's like, you made it through it all. And that is you. That is your power. It's not something anybody else has gifted to you. It's not something that is outside of you. You made it through with your own strength. And that is admirable. But I also understand that it has not really been fair, especially if you're thinking of a singular person within this connection. I think there was potentially a very toxic dynamic of things being hidden, of deception, of this person now being very genuine with you, not necessarily because they wanted to hurt you, but I also feel like in the wake of the storm, after the storm has passed, or while the storm was happening, they kind of just allowed it to happen, and they didn't stand next to you. Instead, I feel like you were standing in the storm that they called in, and you were maybe trying to get them to stand up. Like, you were trying to give them strength for the damage that they caused, or you were trying to apologize to them, maybe even at times for feeling the way that you do, or that the situation happened this way, as if it was out of, like, I feel like you may have softened things to this person. And I think in the end, that gave this person a lot of energy, a lot of validation, a really strong sense of being supported. being good enough. I feel like you gave this person a lot of confidence. I feel like you made this person feel chosen no matter what. I don't know if you feel the same way about what this person has given you, because I feel like you have guarded this person through thick and thin, and the winds and the storms and the fires and everything, and I feel like your energy is coming through a bit worn down. But I also feel that you are healing through this energy. It's not that you are stuck here. It's that I feel like you've kind of found a place in the eye of the storm where things may feel calmer for you now, but the world around you, the reality that you've had, that is falling apart, that is falling away. You may be making decisions that you were putting off in the past. I feel this person was or is someone that has inherently felt very taken care of by you. Almost like you were parenting them at times as well. You could be this person's caretaker, or just who they see as especially their emotional caretaker, emotional support. But for some of you, you could have also financially or materially supported this person. But more than anything, I think there's a sense of like you offering comfort, nourishment, support, gentleness, nurturing to this person. So they feel very taken care of by you. But I think right now, your choices, your decisions, it has kind of made this person feel like their world is falling apart, or their world has fallen apart. They seem to be coming to some realization about, not necessarily about their own patterns, not necessarily about how they may have treated you, not necessarily, I don't think it's necessarily that this person is now like, I see the truth of everything. Oh, I see the truth of my behavior. Oh, I see I've really hurt group too. I don't think it's so much that, but I think you have created this sense of, wait, what is going on within this person? Because they have witnessed either a new version of you, and this could be someone that you met again a long time after. Like, there just seems to be there seems to have been a lot of distance between the two of you, where you may have still thought of this person and they've kind of gone their own way, where you may have still been reeling from what happened in this connection that maybe made you walk away, that maybe made you, for some of you, give this person an ultimatum, and they may have chosen otherwise. But I feel like in spirit, this person has carried you with them because you made them feel so warm. And it's kind of like a sense of missing home, having nostalgia. That's what it feels like to me, because you really made this person understand what it is like to be loved and cared for unconditionally. I think you weren't asking for anything back, potentially for some of you, because this person may have made you believe you shouldn't, or you can't, or this is just how it is, or they're not the kind of person that can give more. Those are just stories that they would have been telling themselves to maybe get away easy or get off the hook easy. But I don't think in the end, even if in the beginning you may have kind of kept your eyes closed to what you were really feeling, how they were making you feel, certain anxieties or fears that you may have had in this connection based on this person's behavior, not stemming from something outside of it. Because I think this is a situation where this person, like, you came in with a lot of hopes, you came in with a lot of expectations, because they put these expectations on the situation, because they were showing up as someone that was mirroring you in energy. And I think that's potentially why you made this alliance, you made this commitment to this person. And once you were in this commitment, I feel like this person's energy started shifting. it started becoming more surface level, but I think most of the times, from the beginning, I think this person's perception of this situation and understanding of it was capped at a certain limit. And I think that fell short of what you would have expected. I think you've made this person run away from you, but actually away from themselves. And that's why they have kept running. Maybe they've looked for connections that were easy, that were simple. They looked to be around people that would make them feel good, not necessarily nourished, not necessarily unconditionally loved. Just that these people didn't hold this person accountable. This person could have also felt like even a sense of power over other people that they do not feel over you. I think you have quite a grounded energy that knows what it is, that knows what it wants, that knows who you are. Not everybody shows up in this energy, and because you have shown up in this energy, this person, I think they have just been too intimidated to look at themselves from a perspective of they look at you and they maybe take your energy to also say something about them. Like, group 2 has loved me, group 2 has cared for me. That means I am lovable if I am loved by someone like this. If I am loved by someone that is so caring, so giving, so understanding, so sweet, so gentle, that is worth more than what someone like else can give me. Because I feel like the moment this person is confronted with their behavior, with if they've lied, if you confronted them, I feel like they start running. And I think this applies to any connection. Up until the point where there is a confrontation, where someone is asking for accountability, this person is all for it. I think they like the passion, they like connecting with people. It's not that this person is someone who likes to be in isolation. I think this person thrives on connection. It's just that they have built their connections on out of balance dynamics. This person likes to take a lot more than what they can offer, but that is because they haven't built within themselves. They've just filled gaps within them externally with someone else's energy, with someone else's this, someone else's that, with this thrilling connection, with this adventure. And when they have kept doing that, eventually they realize the gap within has been getting bigger, and it's getting more difficult to find things to fill that gap that they feel within, because they need more and more the bigger that hole grows. And I think you have made this person see that not everybody has the energy that you do. And this may seem very matter of fact, but I think this was a significant realization to this person that you have been so patient with them. And if you have set a boundary with them or walked away from this connection, or you weren't having it anymore, whatever it may have been, I think this person may have interpreted that as like group 2 abandoned me, so it wasn't unconditional after all. But there is something within this person that still feels loved by you, or still feels the ghost of having been loved by you. So I do think you are in a way haunting this person. They're haunted by how this situation went. They're still haunted by a decision that was made here. A bad call. They think it's a bad call. I don't know if you think it was a bad call. This could also have to do with something that they did, something they put you through that led to them losing you in the end. Your investment in yourself is making this person sad about themselves, about their lack of investment in their own self. I think they may be well off. Like, it doesn't have to be that everything in their life is just unbearable. I don't think that's the case. I think it's just that they're not happy because their life feels empty. But it's not that their life is empty, it's that within they haven't filled their own cup, as cliche as that is. They just haven't. They've kept taking and they've depended on external things to keep them at this equilibrium of thinking, I'm fine, everything is fine, I'm just having a good time because that's what I'm here for. I'm here for a good time. But they have not fulfilled their full potential. They could have gone all the way. They could just dive and swim in the ocean, but they've just been hanging out at the beach, expecting that to be fulfilling. And maybe when you're a kid, yeah, you like to play in the sand, you like to run around on the beach. Maybe you're too afraid to go in the ocean, but there comes a point where you learn to swim and you have the option to dive and see all that there is to see. It's not that this person is without potential. It's just that you can't force someone to go after that. And I feel like this person has not taken your energy and your lead in this situation, your maybe search of accountability within the situation. They have taken that as a threat. They have taken that as something to be afraid of. They have taken that as like an attack on themselves, whereas they could have interpreted that as inspiration. Okay, really stumbling over my words in this group. I think this person is also a bit like taken aback. They're kind of stumbling over this energy that they've recently witnessed you in, or that they kind of assume you've gotten to at this point, whatever it may be. Because you do have a significant energetic connection to this person. It's not that your hold on them is gone. You still have a hold on this person. They still think about the past. You've kind of, in the end, given them, like, you have influenced their journey in a way where you've opened up a new path, but this person has seen it and they've kind of run away from it. They've just turned around and they're like, no, this is not what I can do. I'm gonna go the other way. I like where I've been. They may like it, but they don't love it. And I think that is becoming more apparent through experiencing the differences in your energy, experiencing the differences in your attitude towards them, in the way that you are showing up towards them. There are some similarities with group one. Maybe you're looking for multiple people and they're coming through in separate groups, but whatever it may be, we're now gonna get some tarot. Let me just this. All right. Oop, I'm gonna shuffle over here. I don't remember if this deck has nudity, but a lot of them do, so I'm gonna have to deal with YouTube censoring me and such. 12 Cups in reverse. This could be someone that you never really wanted to separate from, but you had to in the end. Because of the chaos. Because of the confusion. Because of the uncertainty. Because of the heaviness. And the weight that they were putting on you. It's like it made your energy heavier, this connection. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse. I'm thinking a bit of like a vampire, if I'm being honest. Maybe because of the Fang situation here, but the Queen of Cups in reverse made me think of someone bleeding out. Bottom deck energy is 5 of Wands. And instead, like when you're bleeding out, this person, instead of them thinking, oh, like it's almost like you have a vampire, right? And they think, I have to feed, I have to drink blood. So they come to you, they bite you, and it's stinging you, right? But they think, oh, I need food, this is just how it is, I need to do this, I need food, this is just who I am. But then they don't stop to think, oh, group 2 is losing blood, oh, I'm doing this to group 1, oh, maybe it stings. I feel like there's just kind of a disconnect in their head, and that's not on you. I feel like you have maybe been incredibly patient with this person, but they have just not had it until it was too late, until you just had to walk away with all the heavy energy they put you in. And I think it has made them feel abandoned. We have the 5 of Wands coming out. Yeah, it was going to come out. It was always there. In a way, this person, I think, feels abandoned. I was going to say abandoned by the world, and we have the World in reverse. I think in a way they may feel this way because they've kind of sent you off with the weight of the world on your shoulders. And now it feels empty. We have the 10 of Swords, yeah. A very painful ending here. And you are hurting this person through triggering them, through them noticing where their journey, where their choices has gotten them, where just living in the moment and not investing in things that are long-lasting, things that feel secure, has gotten them. And I don't mean this materially necessarily. I feel like they just haven't distributed their energy properly to connections that nurture them. I think they've just maybe given to connections that feel light and easy. And light and easy is light and easy for some time, but sometimes it's just not fulfilling. It's just not what we need anymore, especially because I feel like this person has like a lot of things to own up to. I feel like you were expecting an apology from them that never came. I think you've had to give yourself closure. I think that level of self-sufficiency has intimidated this person, and it is intimidating them still. I think you have made this person feel doubtful of themselves, and I think they always have. I think that existed before you came into this person's life, or before this connection grew closer, but your energy was helping them cover that up, cover up the insecurity. And now that you have taken your energy away, the truth is there again. We have the Hierophant in reverse, so you could have officially like gotten an emancipation, or officially and legally separated ties, like cut ties with this person. We have Temperance in reverse. I think losing you has really thrown this person off balance. The 2 of Pentacles in reverse. Oh my god, I completely forgot about nudity again. I'm gonna have to put something over this, so it will already be there by the time you're watching this. But I think in some ways as well, you've made this person like forget all about their mask, all about the image they were trying to portray. You've made them more vulnerable. It's thrown them off balance. It's made them terrified. They're still trying to not take responsibility. But it also feels like you have time. Like you're minding your own business. You're not trying to get them to come to you. You're just doing you. And that has been incredibly intimidating to this person. In a way, they feel like you see through them, I think. And that you will continue to, no matter where they are. It feels like kind of like an all-seer kind of energy. But I think this is where we're going to take it to the extended. What we'll be doing is getting channeled messages from this person, like with this deck, as well as the message bag, of course, and we're gonna get tarot to go into depth about what they would say to you, if they could be honest and vulnerable, and anything that needs to come through. And we will also get a message for you, a channeled message from you, from spirit, or from your higher self, so from you in the end. And special thing happening today, because I kind of wanted to try different things on the channel. I feel like it's just been all the same for too long, and I don't know, just wanted to try different things. So what is happening today is if you purchase an extended reading from this collection of extended readings, and I may end up doing this for the other ones as well, but that's not happening right now, just to be clear. It's just for this particular reading as a test run, to see how it would end up fitting in my schedule, depending on how into it you guys are. But essentially, the extended today is 5:55, and afterwards, if you're still hungry at any point in the next month, after your purchase, you get a little voucher for a personal reading with me. So you get the same amount off of the personal reading. I don't know, just trying to be creative on the channel and do some like cool things, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I will see you in the extended if you are meeting me there. If not, that is perfectly okay. I hope this reading was helpful, or at the very least interesting. I am sending you tons of love. Take care and bye. Hello, my beautiful group 3s, and welcome to your reading. Today we're looking at the effect you have on a person on your mind, or the people on your mind. You get to decide if this is a group or if this is someone in particular. So you can set your intention going into this reading and see how it resonates. And there will also be an extended, both extendeds that I filmed so far. They were quite interesting, but because we're answering 2 questions this time, even though they were almost half an hour, both of them, still, because we're answering 2 questions this time, they will be 5:55 instead of 7:77, and always with the repeating numbers. It has to be that way. But you also, this time, if you purchase the extended, you will get a voucher for the same amount off of a personal reading for the next month, because I wanted to switch things around on the channel. I feel like we've been doing the same, I've been doing the same thing all the time, and yeah, it's time to do things differently now. So, but we'll talk about the extended later on, but you can find a description of that down below as well. So anyway, let's get into this energy. And first of all, you make this person feel very calm, very excited, but like very soothing energy coming through. The letter S could be especially significant. We have the cave. We have lunar eclipse. We have love, LL. Could be initials, or someone's name could be L. We have body as a house, the lightning bolt, the phoenix. I feel like you make this person feel alive. You make them feel at peace. You make them feel like love is possible for them again, protected. And we have peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. I think this person exists in such a bubble with you that nothing can hurt them. Nothing can hurt either of you within this bubble. You make them feel connected. You make them feel safe. You make them feel curious. You make them feel ecstatic. But more than anything, you make them feel safe. You make them feel understood in a world where they feel generally misunderstood by. This person could have some social or cultural experiences that were very damaging to their self-esteem, as well as their general sense of faith in the world. They may have witnessed some very atrocious things. We all are witnessing very atrocious things in the world. But this person in particular, I think, could have had personal experience with such atrocities, or a personal connection for some of you as well. So I think they have tried very hard to keep it together, but at some point they gave up. I think at some point they were hopeless. At some point they were kind of just floating through life, not taking a lot of decisions for themselves. I feel like they lost faith, they lost energy, they lost just hope of things ever feeling good again. I think they were feeling very empty. They were just keeping in their own energy, hiding from the world. And I think when this person met you and spent time within your energy, whether this was physically or not, it's very energizing. It was very energizing. It woke them up that not all hope is lost, like to the fact that not all hope is lost. But there still is hope, not just for them, but for everything. For as long as we exist, for as long as someone exists and can do something about it. Maybe it's a small hope, maybe it's a small flicker of light, but it's there. And I feel like you have made this person see that they have just been sleeping. They have had their eyes closed because they didn't want to see the bad in their life, in their surroundings, the difficulties. I think this person has been exhausted by their mind, their circumstances, the way they feel, the way they felt, the sense of constant grief. But I think you have, like, it's almost like they've peeked one eye open to look at you because you caught their attention, because you gave them something to want to, that they would want to see, that they would want to see clearly, that they would want to appreciate. And when this person opened their eyes, they saw a lot more color than they thought they would, than they thought still existed in the world around them, in their life. It's like when they were resting, like it's almost like someone just painted their world. But I think it's just you and the light that you bring, and the shade of the light that you bring helps this person see things differently, helps them hold some space for hope. And it's not that their life is all figured out. It's not that they have everything figured out. It's not that they've made peace with the world, with the circumstances of, for some of you, their upbringing could have been very difficult emotionally, but also physically. For some of you, I feel like this person has had a lot of gratitude for everything that they have had, every opportunity that they have had. I think they are very humble as a person, but they've just had to go back into their safe space, which is shutting themselves off from the rest of the world because it was just taking too much out of them. It was just feeling too heavy for them to carry. And you have been a guiding light to this person, a light of hope more than anything. A light that gives them warmth, that gives them safety, that shows them beauty. I think you have made this person grateful once again to be. And I think this person is grateful to have met you. I think they're very thankful. You inspire and motivate this person to keep going, even when it's very difficult. Because you have shown them there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and they're either going to give up and never get to that light and never know what they could potentially see, or they're going to stay in the tunnel and all that they will get is darkness. Or maybe you'll sit with them, but then you will have to be in the darkness too. And this person, I think they're not someone that would want to do that. It's not someone, this is not someone that wants to hold you back or wear you down or make you feel heavy. This is someone that wants to give you the same kind of light that you have been able to provide for them. For some of you, this could be someone like that's a crush, that's a friend, someone that you are newly connecting with, but it could also just be an aspect of a connection that has been very long lasting, but something that recently this person has really gotten to feel from you and appreciate you for. Essentially, there is a very strong sense of connection here, and this connection also connects them to the rest of their existence and to the rest of the world, because you are a pillar of light for this person. You are also experiencing difficult circumstances, but you are inspiring them with the way that you are pulling through, the way that you are that you are able to hold your head up high. And it's not that you instill toxic positivity on this person. It's not that you don't feel negative feelings. It's not that you don't feel exhausted. It's not that you don't feel tired sometimes. It's just that you try to see the good, the beauty, the calm, the gentle, the love, I think, in everything that you do. And that's what you bring to the table. So it makes this person want to bring some things to your table too. I think they feel a bit insufficient within themselves. I think they are not too concerned with their self-image right now, because there is maybe a lot of circumstances outside of their life or just things on their mind that don't have something to do with them as a person in particular. But I do think they are in general coming from a place of, I don't know if I have hope. I don't know if I have hope for what's around me. I don't know if I have hope for myself, but you make me want to have hope. I think that's one very significant thing that you have given to this person. And that just happens by you being you. I don't think it happens by you forcing anything. I don't think it happens by you having to scream it at this person. I mean, maybe you have had to scream it at this person, but, and I mean that in the sense of like really getting their attention, really trying to get them to realize this. Maybe they were in a very dark place. They could have struggled a lot with their mental health. You could have as well. And I feel like you've somehow set an example for this person that there is still good that exists in the world, and it can just start with your little bubble. That doesn't mean you should just always be escaping from realities around you, but it means prioritizing taking care of yourself too. And that can sometimes, even if it's a little bit, make things feel a bit more manageable. And I think you are essentially helping this person cope with realities that they have had difficulty accepting. This could also tie to their own identity, or the role that they think they have in society. It's just, in a way, liberating this person. Your presence has been liberating to this person. I also just saw 1111 when I was just checking the time. So, just so you know. But I want to get some tarot now. You make this person feel loved, and I think this person does love you. But they're not in the best place right now. And if it's not love, if it's not like love yet, or you've just met this person, I think they really like you and they're very fond of you, and they could feel love coming. And I think they feel love for you in the way of like, you are a lovely person. You exude love, you exude light, and that is something that they cannot look away from. And I think that's the kind of love that they feel for you. It's not necessarily romantic, it's not necessarily in any way like selfish, it's just kind of appreciating you as a person, as a being, before anything else, not based on what you can give to them, not based on what has happened between the two of you. It's just you as a person You are love. I think that's kind of the imagery here. How do my group threes affect this person? We have the Nine of Pentacles. You make them feel like they are worth it and that life is worth living. And that's quite the thing to say, but that's how it's coming through. I feel like you've really tethered this person to their own existence, to their own self. We have the Two of Cups. You've shown them genuine connection. You've shown them what it's like to have someone on your side after they've probably dealt with people that were emotionally immature. Yeah, the Moon, Six of Cups, the King of Swords in reverse. They learned to be like harsh or cold or set many boundaries to honor themselves. But you have made them feel honored. As a person, as a being. Like, I feel like you make this person feel seen in a way they have not been seen by others before. Maybe they felt observed, they felt judged, but not seen. And that's what they get from you. We have the Page of Wands. Motivation, inspiration, the courage to dream, the courage to think maybe things will turn out okay. It's certainly not a perfect path. A lot of things that should never be happening are happening in the world. I think this person is a sensitive soul. I think they have like trouble embodying, not embodying, but trouble like processing what they witness sometimes just around them. I think they have a lot of empathy. And you are teaching them to make sense of it, to deal with it, just by proving to them that they're not alone. And I don't think you're trying to do anything necessarily. I think it's just the way that you are. And your natural impact on this person is very supportive. It's very inspiring. It's very peaceful. It's very connection-based. It feels very safe, welcoming, loving, gentle, spiritual, free. And that doesn't mean you need to have everything figured out within this connection. You probably don't. We have the Five of Wands, but it's kind of a feeling of it's you and me against the world if it needs to be. But at least it's not just me. And it's not that they depend on you for some sense of like togetherness necessarily. But I think it does help them to know they're not alone. And that it's you that's there for them. Someone that they can really, that they feel or assume, if this is someone new, that they can really depend on. Like, you are a wonderful companion to have, whatever your exact relationship to this person may be. And it's not that you try to like hide truths. It's not that you try to hide them from reality. I feel like you are showing them that they don't have to deal with all of it alone. And they thought that before. They thought they would have to do all of it alone, but now they don't. They know they don't have to do it alone. And that on its own, I think, is very valuable to this person and just overall as a feeling to have with someone. Group 2, please. What is the effect my group 2s have on this person that is coming through? It's like you have convinced them to step outside of their comfort zone because you've shown them they're not happy in their comfort zone. It was a cave. It was cold. They were struggling to make light in it, and you showed them that it doesn't have to be that way. And that they don't have to be so afraid of the world, even if it does feel very difficult sometimes. Especially because this person is coming through as very sensitive. I think they really feel for other people. They really feel for what they witness others, like what they witness others go through. And I think they feel understood by you in that sense. And they feel very cared for by you as well. The Ten of Cups. You make this person very happy with the things you say. We have the Sun as well peeking out. And the Queen of Swords is the bottom deck energy. Your mind makes this person happy. Sometimes I think you can be like kind of matter of fact, but they find you very wise and like you give really good advice. And that's why I think there's also that sense of trust that they feel towards you. They trust what you say. They trust your honesty. They trust your intentions, even if that doesn't mean they never get in their head or they never feel like hesitant or they don't still have demons they're dealing with. I think you have given them an opportunity to seek balance and to seek balance together and to try to stay present and stick to what matters the most, like core values, and start with just simple steps if it feels very overwhelming. I think you have just essentially made them feel that they're not alone. And I don't think the way they feel comes from a place of validation. I think it comes from a place, like, of course, it brings some validation to be seen by someone else, but I don't think they are trying to fill a gap within them. I think they're trying to be complete. Look, the candles, you know, light, it's not like they're trying to take from you. Lighting their fire isn't dimming your light. And that is, yeah, I don't think that's the point here either. You're both transforming, which is a beautiful energy. And we have the Phoenix here too. So Scorpio energy could be significant, as well as Cancer. And I will throw Leo in there as well. And Capricorn. Season or energy placements. But it's just for extra confirmation if you are looking for any. Otherwise, don't pay mind to it. This is where we're taking it to the extended. Like I said, there is some stuff going on with that, but you can find more information or just a reiteration of it all at the link below where it says extended readings. There will be 2 questions that we're answering in the extended. The first one is we'll get channeled messages from this person if you had a particular person in mind. But yeah, in the extended, we will just go into a particular person's energy. But if you want to get messages from everyone, you could also interpret it as such. I don't know if it would work that way, but you do you. And we will also get a message for you. Well, we'll get channel messages from this message deck and the message bag. And additionally, we'll do like a channel messages situation with the cards. I've been using a lot of first person language. I don't enjoy it, but you know, if I gotta do it, I am doing it because that's how it's coming through. So, and the second part of it is looking into what it is that you may need to know, just a channeled message for you from spirit guides, your higher self, whatever you may feel more comfortable calling it, and then we'll call it a day. And yeah, that is all I have to say, I think. So now I will either see you in a second or I will wish you a wonderful rest of the day or night or whatever it is that's happening for you, and take care and bye. Hello, my beautiful group 4s, and welcome to your reading. Today we are looking at the effect that you have on the person on your mind or a collective of people on your mind. I will treat this as a singular person for the sake of it not getting too complicated, but feel free to replace it with people when I say person, and all of that. So up to you what you set the intention to be for this reading. And there will also be an extended, this time about 25 minutes to half an hour long, which is a bit shorter than usual. So it is 5:55 this time. And you can find a summary of that down below, but I will also talk about it later on. There is also something else going on with the extended. I will mention it later on, but if you're curious, just look down below already. Okay, so let's get into this reading because there is a lot of energy here. I just pulled your cards, so I know what's there. And I will say this is not an energy I have seen in some time on this channel. I think when I first started this channel, this type of energy came through a lot more regularly, but this is maybe there is some newcomers here, so welcome, or just some new stuff happening in your life, or things shifting, and things have been very transformative lately. The astrology says it all, it seems, even though I'm not that much of an astrology wise person myself. Lately I've been very shocked by it, I have to say. So anyway, let's get into this. We have the Flame, Adventures. Okay, because this was the second card I pulled, and the first card I pulled was actually this. Masculine. I was like, shut up. Do I need to say it? There is divine counterpart energy here that is coming through. You can decide how to interpret that based on your beliefs, and I don't think it's in the end the label that matters, but I will still be talking about the energy as it is, and you can decide if you want to put a label on it or not, but I will just say it. There is divine counterpart energy here. I don't say this very often at all. I don't know how I feel about kind of labeling these things, but it is what a lot of us, or what a lot of people in this community would call a divine masculine and divine counterpart energy that is coming through, and this is some form of awakening. You have awakened this person. We have the firefly, the snake, like the snake makes me think of like a rebirth, a spiritual rebirth, or a spiritual birth that you have led to on this person's journey by being a guiding light that is far away, probably. I think for a lot of you, this is going to be someone that you are at a distance from, or have been at a distance from for a long time. And this is maybe a long part of this journey. So you may resonate with more than one pile within this reading, because I think there is kind of a intense and significant depth to this energy. Like, this is happening as an undercurrent. It's not really happening as a very conscious process, and it's not really happening in a way where this person could accurately, on their own, out of their own will, describe this energy to you and say, this is how you're affecting me. We have someone soon. And I feel like, and we have the beginning, we have number one. So it's like you put this person on a journey like no other that they have been on. Your light guided them onto a new path. I don't think this person would be someone that was very spiritual. If they were, I don't think they were deeply spiritual, or spiritual in a way where they actually felt it. They may have just been like, I don't know, religious on paper, or religious without questioning what they believe in. They could have been someone that took on rules and beliefs from society without ever questioning it for themselves. And when I say spirituality, I mean that to talk about anyone that has a personal relationship with their own existence, and that they kind of are curious about that. That's, for me, spirituality. It's that connection that we individually have with our own existence. And I feel like this person has not really explored that. I think they would have maybe labeled themselves as spiritual or religious, but not in a way where they were actually really thinking about it or really feeling it. And I feel like you have awakened a true desire, a true passion within this person, a true curiosity, a sense of openness, because you have shown them things in a different light than they ever knew. And I think probably in the beginning, this connection, and maybe currently, will be something that they are very avoidant towards, something that they have been very avoidant towards. We have the number 7 with 43. And to me, it feels like to this person, you would have felt like too much too soon. They weren't in a place where they could make sense of your energy. Even if it was featherlight, even if you were trying to not be hard on this person at all, even if you were trying to figure it all out for yourself and do the work for them too, it will have felt incredibly intense and incredibly overwhelming to this person, because it was something, or it is something, that has shown them what they were terrified of seeing about themselves. I think this person is maybe a bit more matter of fact, rule-based, and things that fall outside of this, things that they don't understand, it's terrifying. And they're afraid to even like explore it in general. But I feel like you have opened up a new door for them. Healing opportunities. Essentially the effect you have on this person is that you have given them an opportunity to awaken spiritually, to explore their spirituality. They don't have to do this. It is still their choice. And I feel like it has been a choice this person has hesitated on for a long time. They have thought about it. They have fantasized about it. They have wondered about it. They have wondered about you. But I feel like for the most of it, they have just sat in their seat, in their corner, in their safe space. And they have kept you out of it for a lot of you, I think. I feel like this person has pushed you away. I'm hearing severely. So maybe this is a connection. I mean, I do think this will have been a very triggering connection for both of you, but unbearably so for this person. That's what it feels like. We have discipline coming out as well. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. You have... Because there is something so intuitive about your connection, I think inevitably this person has become more in tune with their intuition. They may not call it intuition. They may call it really good deduction skills. They may call it just a gut feeling. They may call it nothing. But they have become more aware of their intuitive capabilities, and that there is this energy of like seeing signs about you, synchronicities about you, that piques their interest, because they think, this is a weird coincidence. And I think it's past the point of this person thinking this is a weird coincidence. For some of you, I think this person will think you put a spell on them or something like that. I think they will think this in a joking manner, because they can't make sense of the connection that they feel with you. They haven't fully made sense of it. I think if you would ask them to describe it, they would probably just say very matter-of-fact things, because they are so inexperienced when it comes to exploring things that are, well, a bit more ambiguous and a bit more mysterious. But they are someone that has seen things in your light about the energy that they embody, about the energy that they could embody, about the person that they could be, but they have not been. And these things that they have seen in your light, they are not able to unsee. So I feel like you have actually, for some of you, you've taught this person a very important lesson of, if you stay idle, if you don't make a choice because you're too afraid of making a choice, you're still making a choice. We don't have forever. And I think this person sometimes has acted like they have forever, and also they don't ever need to change anything. But it's gotten to a point where this person is unhappy. They're unhappy And this person, like, they're awake. That's what it feels like. Whether they want to be or not, the alarm is going off, and they're not able to fall back asleep until they figure out a way to stop that alarm. And the alarm, I take that to, because that was the imagery I was seeing, and to me it's this like wake up call, but it comes with a lot of pain. Like, it's a very loud alarm in their ear that they have been living life asleep, that they have maybe been filling their world with things that in the end does not fulfill them. The kind of life, the kind of people that in the end does not fulfill them. I don't think it's that this person is just like mindlessly drifting through life necessarily. I do think they are someone with a lot of leadership qualities. I do think they are someone who has a lot of energy. They just don't know how to compartmentalize it very well. Not compartmentalize it, maybe that's not the right word, but they don't know how to purpose it and repurpose it very well. I feel like this is someone who has not necessarily explored their full potential, especially not emotionally, and especially not spiritually. They may have done a lot, they may have become very accomplished in their own world, in their own field, or they may be on the path to doing this. They may be taking action to change their physical world, but their spiritual and their inner world, I feel like that has often gone neglected. And you have awakened something in this person where they now clearly see where they've been hurting. They see that they have been hurting, which I think is also news to this person. Because I think a lot of the emotions they may have had, a lot of like the avoidance they may have felt towards you, they would have likely meant that, like taken that to mean something about you. They may have said, oh, group 4 is too intense, and that's why I feel the way that I do. Oh, group 4 is just asking too much of me, and that's why I feel the way that I do. It's because of group 4. But I think they are awakening to the fact that these are patterns that they inevitably, inherently have. They are not just going to go away because they go somewhere else. Not every light will be the same level of brightness. So in some lights, in some dimmer lights, dimmer situations, maybe they will see less. Maybe they will not need to be as self-aware. Maybe they can still kind of do certain things mindlessly or not be very emotionally engaged. But with your light, with your kind of light, they are not able to just embody a mindless energy. You have awakened this person. Well, I think they're still kind of like in a place where they're rubbing their eyes, if I'm being honest. It's not like they're wide awake. Mentally, like, I feel like there's still a bit of a fog, you know, like when you first wake up and you don't know where you are, you can't make sense of this place you've woken up in, even if it's just your bedroom. For a second, it doesn't make sense. And then it comes back. It starts to come back. You start remembering where you left off. It almost feels like that. This person is coming to a place where they're remembering where you left off, where the two of you left off. And I know I said ask about anyone, but I feel like this group is, my left ear is ringing. What did that mean again? The letter S could be significant as well, SSS. I lost my train of thought, but I think this situation also has gotten to a point where this person's old and dated ways of thinking, their ways, like dated ways of doing things, their own patterns, where they are just, I think, overall scared to be someone entirely accountable and be accountable to themselves as well. It's not that they don't have the potential to. I think they are an honest person. I think they're just afraid to go all the way on this journey. And I think they have been afraid for their whole life. They just have not really considered that they're afraid. But yeah, I think for a lot of, I was gonna say, I remember now, that I know I said ask about anyone, but I think this one will be for a very particular group of you. For some of you, this could be someone new as well, and this could kind of be someone that you have felt in your energy, that you have wanted to have around you. And maybe this feeling of like not being ready and having forgotten has to do with you not even having crossed paths here. And now they are coming to a place where they can recognize you. And I don't mean recognize you as in like they have seen you before necessarily, but I think there is a strong sense of familiarity and soul recognition, and you need to have a certain level of depth to make sense of that and to understand that. And I think this person, through connecting with you or just being in your energy, being in your vicinity somehow, even if you have not really talked about this, just being in your vicinity, approaching you kind of energetically, they are able to see more, because to see things in light, you don't need to have your face up in the light. You can just be in its presence. And I think that's essentially what's happening here, which is very interesting. I'm very curious about this. So let me know what's up if you feel like it. But don't if you don't. I mean, I totally get it. Like if I watch a tarot reading, I will often not say something either. So even if I love it, like I'll leave a like. Please like if you like this. But anyway, I get it. I don't know why I'm kind of over explaining this right now. I just wanted to buy a second of time because I realized I didn't pick your tarot deck, but I know which one I want. I just need to bring it here. Okay. So let's see. I'm shuffling this off to the side because this deck has a lot of nudity, and it's not nudity I can really get away with because it's not drawings. And YouTube doesn't even let me put cartoon nudity on here. Well, not me, just the cards have it on them. But anyway, let's see, group 4. What effect do my group 4s have on this person? I'm hearing spicy, a spicy effect. Okay. Some of you could connect over food or other spicy things with this person. Okay, we already need to censor this, so let me get to it. Okay. We have the moon, by the way. Cancer or Pisces energy or season could be significant, but this for me also confirms, like, we have the sun and the moon right now, essentially. So this for me confirms that divine counterpart energy, but it's not an easy journey. It's not an easy journey. A lot of unknowns, a lot of misunderstandings. I feel like you may also feel like you've been directed and redirected many times in this situation. And I think that has a bit to do with, like, the amount of truth that can be revealed at one time. Not because you are being played, but because sometimes, like, we just can't make sense of everything that there is to know. And in general, like, there is a lot to know about the universe. Do we know all of it? Absolutely not. Would we, in our human bodies and brains, make sense of everything? I don't think so. So, kind of like that. So, I do think you have awakened this person to some version of their intuition. I think they are awakened to this, like, pull, to this attraction. You make them feel electric. That's what I'm hearing. We have the Four of Wands in reverse, and I'm also... Oh, and a bunch of cards that fell on the ground. But first, let me cover this up. Okay, that's the Four of Wands. I think this, because the two figures, except the wolf, but the two people on these cards, they're covered up now entirely. So I feel like this again confirms that soul recognition kind of energy. It's not about the outside at all. It's not about the external. For some of you, this person, like, you may have a big age difference as well. Because I get a sense of, like, just something being, like, not what you would expect. Or maybe they're from a completely different culture with the Four of Wands in reverse as well. Like, there is a sense of distance within an earthly sense, yet there is such a strong connection, such a closely knit connection in a spiritual sense. And bottom deck energy is the Seven of Cups, which for me confirms that energy, but that can also create a lot of confusion, especially around, like, would this even work, or is it all just in my head? I think your energy is convinced this person that there is something of significance here at the very least, and that they don't know all there is to know. We have the Lovers in reverse. Finally, a card I don't need to censor in this one either, because it's not a woman. I have many thoughts on that, but I will be keeping them to myself. Gemini, Aquarius, Scorpio, and an extra card that flew out too. We have Death in reverse and the High Priestess in reverse. This has been an awakening, but also the death of an older version of this person. And potentially, you've had to, I'm hearing, kill off, like, an old version of yourself that was potentially always choosing connection over anything else. And when you've had to choose yourself over connection, when you have maybe come to terms and have loosened your grip on the situation or loosened some expectations, that seems to be what created a turning of the tables. And then this person is suddenly energized. We have the King of Wands as the bottom deck energy. There is definitely, like, a strong energy flow between you and this person. They feel it too. I don't know if they can make sense of it. For some of you, this person, like, could have chosen another connection over this. They could be with someone else right now. I feel like this is, like, you've let to... Did you see how that came out? I know it just went this way, but hopefully it flew across here, because this is literally what happened. The cards, like, flew like this and just fell on the edge of the desk. Well, I'll show you one by one, but I want to see if I have to cover them up first. Page of Wands, Page of Cups in reverse, Queen of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. We're good. I think this person is feeling emotionally unfulfilled, and they are seeing that very clearly. And your energy, the way that it's grounded, it is very attractive. You are attracting this person in a way that is very irresistible to them. What that translates to on a physical level, based on this, I can't say based on this, because we're just talking about kind of how you make them feel and the effect that you have, and I'm not necessarily seeing that on a physical plane currently. That doesn't mean that's out of the question, but because there is movement, right? And change starts within. So is there anything else that wants to come through for my group 4s? Otherwise, we will take it to the extended. Okay, so I will quickly talk about the extended. We will get tons of channeled messages from this person, and I will also do that with the tarot and kind of fill in the gaps and see what they would say to you, if they could be entirely vulnerable and honest, and yeah, all that. And we will also get a message from spirit / the universe / spirit guides, whatever you may feel more comfortable calling it, about this situation or what you need to know, predictions, whatever it may be that comes through on that. And because it is a bit shorter, I mean, it's not as short as I thought they were going to be, but I'm sticking with the same idea I had to change things up a bit. So every extended reading this time is $5.55, and if you buy an extended reading, you get a voucher for a discount with a personal reading with me. I don't remember if I said this anymore. I apologize if I already said this in your pile. It's just I've read a lot and the energies have gotten all fuzzy in my head at this point, so I don't remember exactly what I said for which group, but that is what's happening. If you get the extended, you get a discount on a personal reading if you were still hungry afterwards. But yeah, on this note, this is all I have for you. I will see you in the extended if you're meeting me there. If not, that is perfectly okay. And I hope this reading was helpful and at least interesting. It certainly was interesting for me to be reading about. So anyway, take care and bye.